Hello and welcome back to Solutions with Lane. If you're new here, I'm Lane. I'm a certified hypnotist and life coach here to teach you about manifestation as awareness and not through effort. So I had somebody comment and asked me to make a video on this specific topic. So hopefully I am, hitting home on everything that you're asking in your comment. And if you have, someone who is watching this has a question and you want me to make a video on it, please just comment it down below. I have no problem. That's what I'm here for, is to create the content that you guys are looking for, that will give you the answers. I'm not doing it just because I like to see myself on the phone in videos. Okay. Trying to make changes around here to where we rise everybody's consciousness. So how are we going to do that if their questions aren't getting answered? Anyways, if you wanted to work together one-on-one, you're more than welcome to. I also have mini courses and different digital products. I have the free embodiment blueprint available as well. If you want to go check that out, it will be in the drop box below. And I'll try to remember to add it into the comments when I post this. Okay, so pretty much what this subscriber was saying, I want to say thank you for this because I think it's going to help a lot of people. But what the subscriber was asking is, what's the difference between someone who is consciously manifesting and is observing their thoughts compared to someone who is not? Because I talk a lot about how there's no trying, there's no doing, you're just observing your thoughts. And it sounds very similar to what somebody would be doing if they didn't know about manifestation. So I get that you might perceive that there's a difference. And that there is no difference, but there is a difference here. Okay. And what the difference is, when you are unconscious, you're on autopilot. You're not conscious of what you're thinking, what you're feeling. You think that you are your thoughts. You think that you are your feelings in these experiences, and that you are your past. And the reason why you are the way that you are is because your parents raised you like this and you can't change it. It's genetics and yada, yada, yada. That's someone who is unconscious. They're going on autopilot, and they have like that mindset of if they wanted to, they would. Men suck. All men are players. Women are hoes nowadays, and there's no loyal women out there. Money's hard to come by. You have to have degrees and then put yourself in debt over college because, again, that perception is so limited. It's more about how you're a victim to your own life and the government's in control. And unless you work really, really hard to break free from the conditioning and societal beliefs, nothing's really going to change in your life. It's always going to be a struggle. That is mostly the point of view of someone who is unconscious, somebody that doesn't know about manifestation, and somebody that's walking around on autopilot. You see how, yes, there's some good things that can happen, in those states. Like when somebody is unconscious, which we've all been there, good things still happen. You still get different opportunities come to you. You still find, there's plenty of people that are unconscious in healthy relationships. It just depends on the state that you are in. It depends on your programming. It depends on, your societal beliefs and whatnot. So that's why it might look like people that are unconscious might have better lives than the ones that are conscious and trying to manifest. That's not necessarily true. Just because from the outside you can see that they're in a relationship doesn't mean that it's actually a happy, fulfilling relationship. On the inside they could be struggling, not even sure if they want to be with this person, but they've been together for so long and they fight all the time, but they're posting pictures on Instagram and Facebook like they're a happy married couple and whatever. Again, you don't know. Somebody that's unconscious cannot be in fulfillment. I will tell you that. Because when you're unconscious, you're constantly trying to fill some sort of void. If it's a material void, like there's plenty of people and some clients that I've worked with that have a shit ton of money, like are multimillionaires, have everything under the sun that they have bought. The cars, the houses, the trips, has the friend group, like they literally have everything. But after they would get those things, it would be like, well, what's the next thing? Because I still don't feel whole. I still don't feel the fulfillment. Yeah, that was really cool to drive the new car and to buy the new car, to say I have this new car, to show off this new mansion and have all of these parties, but I'm still not fulfilled. So what's the next thing that's going to give me temporary happiness? And that's what a lot of people do when they are unconscious, is what's the next thing that's going to make me feel somewhat satisfied with this life? And then it's the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And it's this constant grind. It's because you can't have fulfillment when you don't even know who you truly are. That's the ego trying to say, hey, this next thing will make you happy. But nothing can ever make you happy. Not another person, not an object, it just doesn't matter. Because the happiness comes when you know who you truly are. You might have brief moments of something that feel like a chemical reaction in your mind that feels like happiness. But how can you genuinely be happy when everything is still separate from you? You can't. That's just part of the chase. You're chasing that happiness. You're chasing that fulfillment. You're chasing that wholeness that you want to feel. If you feel like you have this person, that's when I'll feel whole. That's my other half. Then you get that person and you still don't feel whole. Or you get that car and you still don't feel wealthy, etc. Again, we've all been there, so I don't have to really deep dive into this. But then the difference when you become conscious and you know who you truly are, which is awareness, and you're really observing everything and allowing everything to be there, like you're the witness to it all because it's all a projection of you. That's where the game changes, because now you are in the fulfillment. You're not trying to fill a void of all of these external things. You understand that these external things are a projection of your consciousness, that you already are whole and complete as you are. These other things are just preferences. Right? And someone told me this quote. You guys might know him, Bradley from The Internal Game. Love him. That is my dude right there. But he told me this quote, and it's from John Legend. Okay. And John Legend said, he could live without his wife. Someone asked him about his wife. Could you live without your wife? And he said, yes, I could live without my wife, but why would I want to? And that's the type of mindset that you start to take on when you understand who you truly are. You could live without all of these things. You don't need these things, but why would you want to? That's the experience of life itself, is to have these experiences, to try all of these things, but to not fill a void within yourself thinking that that's the thing that's going to make you happy or whole. Now you're doing it from the lens of, I already am wholeness. I already am all things. So I'm going to do this for the experience. I'm going to do this for the plot because that's just the fun in life. I'm going to do this because it's something that's going to bring me a sense of experience, a sense of something more that I can appreciate, something more that shows me how abundant I truly am. But you already know how abundant you truly are. That's the point of all of this. And that's the difference between somebody who's trying to fill a void within themselves and somebody who's just experiencing life as it is and just being present and just enjoying whatever it is that's coming up internally, or any experiences that are coming up externally. You're not judging. You're not trying to fix or change. You're just enjoying all of it. You're just being present with all of it because you're the wholeness. You're the fulfillment. Now that you know that you are awareness, you're just observing it all and then continue to choose. That's my preference. Again, the John Legend quote of, I could live without this person or that thing, but why would I want to? It's preference. Out of all the people in the world, I'm choosing to love you. So yes, I'm going to prefer you. But I could start all over if I want to. I don't need somebody if I don't want to. I don't need you. I'm not attached to you. I'm choosing you. And that option feels a hell of a lot better than when we are unconscious thinking, I need this person. This is my end all be all. I'm going to be single after this for the rest of my life if this person ever were to leave, because that's my person. And I can't live without them, and I need to be inside their skin, and I need to know what they're doing at all times. And I can't give them any free space because I'm so anxious when they're not around. And that's a big difference, right? You're able to hold space for that person. You're able to hold space for these experiences and actually experiencing them, not being attached to them, not outcomes based. You're literally just being. That's who you are as a human being, right? So that's the difference between somebody who is unconscious and somebody that is conscious and is manifesting all of these things. No matter what, you are manifesting. It's all still, even when you're unconscious of it, it's all still just a projection of your consciousness. The only difference here is when you are conscious, you are aware of the unconscious. You're aware of the patterns. You're observing what's going on mentally because you know that you aren't your thoughts. You're observing what's going on emotionally because you know you're not these emotions or these circumstances. You're not reacting to anything, or you're doing your best to not. You might have that knee-jerk reaction in the beginning, but again, you're just holding space for all of it and allowing it to all be there as the observer, the one witnessing everything, because you understand that it's all you. You understand that it's all just a projection of your awareness, and you choose what you want to give your awareness to, that you want to place your awareness on. So that's the difference. That makes sense, guys? So it is better for you to be conscious and to be aware and to know that all things are you, and to know about non-duality instead of giving into the duality of separation. To understand that source or God or awareness, whatever you want to label it, is omnipresent. It's all things. It's everything. You have so much more power in that way. And not power in the sense of I need to change this because I feel powerless. No, power in the sense of I know that this is going to change because it's all me anyways. So do you see the difference in why it's way better to be conscious compared to unconscious? The only time that it feels like, and I've been here too, I get it. The only time that I have ever felt like I wish I didn't know about manifestation is when I was trying to reprogram my beliefs constantly and thought that I was broken and need to heal and be fixed, and doing shadow work and changing my self-concept and all of this doing. That's when I wished I didn't know about manifestation, because I felt worse. I felt like my life was worse because I was buying into the separation. But now that I know who I truly am, which is awareness, not this physical body, not the label of laying here on, this channel. Now that I understand who I truly am, I love the fact that I know this information. It's life-changing. It's experiential. Okay? So if you're feeling like I wish I didn't know about this stuff, it's because you've been trying for so long and there is no trying. It's because you're giving into the ego and into the separation. All right, guys. So again, I don't want to make this video too long. Hopefully that really ran home your question here about the differences between someone who is observing and what that is, and someone who is unconscious. All right. So when you're observing everything, you're just letting it be there. So that's all you have to do. Not judge it, not give it meaning. Just let it be there. Observe. Enjoy who you currently are, which is awareness. It's the truth, right? You might fall back into the ego. That's fine. But as soon as you notice, hey, whoa, I'm giving into thought here, giving into circumstance, I'm being a little reactive. As soon as you notice that, you're already right back as the observer. And that's where, a level of an intelligence comes in, right? A level of consciousness comes in. That a lot of people who are unconscious and don't know about manifestation, they don't have that advantage. They're still suffering. Even if the external doesn't show that they're suffering, internally, they are. You just can't see what's going on. I mean, think about how much you have been suffering, but you put on a happy smile and still posting on Facebook that life is all good. People hide their suffering, and they're really good at it because we're really good at wearing masks. Okay? So don't think that someone's better than you, or, someone's life is better than you. You don't know what's going on behind the surface. And if they're unconscious, there's suffering, there's pain there. There has to be, because that's what the ego does. Okay? So on that note, thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. If you did have one of your own questions, comment it down below of this video, or really any video, and I'll screenshot it and get around to making it for you. But yeah, so again, remember, as awareness, you got this.